Safety advocates from across the country are gathering in Rosemont this week for the Food Safety Summit.
Obviously talking about the rules as well. Joining us now with a look at what was discussed, the CEO of Stop Foodborne Illness, Sandra Eskin. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I think when we talk about these, people think about isolated incidents, but really it happens more often than we know. People getting sick from the food they eat.
Absolutely. The only way we can really track it if people go to their doctors, get the necessary tests, and it's reported to the public health authorities and up the chain. But yes, foodborne illnesses are common. 1 in 6 people in the U.S. every year get a foodborne illness. For many people, healthy adults, it's a couple days of a tummy ache. But for at-risk populations, that includes young children, older adults, pregnant women, people with compromised immune systems due to either an autoimmune disorder or chemotherapy, they're at risk for very, very serious illnesses that could send them to the hospital or worse. And the other thing to keep in mind is that for at-risk individuals, they can often have lifelong health complications from a foodborne illness, be it IBS, be it Guillain-Barré syndrome, be it reactive arthritis. It really is a lot more serious than just a tummy ache.
From a singular incident that can happen.
From a singular incident.
Let's talk about what's happening on a macro scale with the farm producers, the ranch, on the ranches and on the farms. And then let's get into what people can do at home. Do you feel confident about what's happening today, given the fact that deregulation may be occurring as well?
Let's start with the fact that our food supply is very safe. However, and that's a big however, it can be safer. And it starts with the people who produce the food, people who process it, and then beyond that. So I am concerned because advocates, stakeholders, the industry, and government have really paid serious attention to foodborne illnesses in the last 3 decades. And what's so important to underscore, again, is that these illnesses are preventable. So practices on the farm, in the slaughterhouse, in the processing plant can reduce contamination. That's important. We don't know the full extent that the government efficiency initiative is going to affect the people who inspect the food, the people who make the policies. They've done some reductions on support staff and others, which is an issue because you have a whole infrastructure that's in place. You pull out one piece, the infrastructure can collapse. And for consumers like all of us, we want to know if people are getting sick and what food is making us sick.
So let's talk about consumers. 1, what can we do at home to prevent it? But 2, how often have people said, oh, I think I have food poisoning, but you just let it go? Do we go get tested?
I think it really is an issue of how severe your symptoms are. If you have diarrhea for multiple days in advance, if there's blood in your stool, if you cannot keep down food, if you have a fever, more severe symptoms require medical attention. So the first step is to go to your internist or your pediatrician if it's your child, and if necessary, you go to the emergency room. It's important with those type of systems that whoever is treating you says, ooh, I wonder if this is a foodborne illness. It could be salmonella, it could be E. coli. You hear so many stories, more in the past, relatively recent past, where doctors just miss it.
So we got about a minute left here. Let's talk about what we can do at home. What's our responsibility to avoid that hospitalization?
No question. It's important that consumers practice safe handling behaviors in order to reduce the risk of illness. In order, if the food product is contaminated, there's things you can do to protect yourself and your families. Number 1, wash your hands. Number 2, wash your hands. Number 3, separate the products that are raw from those that are going to be cooked, meat and poultry, 1 set of knives, cutting board, raw produce for a salad, a different one.
Good tip.
Keep, let me back up. Use a meat thermometer. And be aware, it's available all over the internet, what the recommended internal temperature is. If a meat or poultry product is contaminated, if you thoroughly cook it, you will kill it. So that's important. And then finally, once you're done with your meal, keep cool foods cool and hot foods hot. Don't leave things out for more than 2 hours. And we could talk about this some more, but those are the essential things. You can do something to protect your family, and that's important.
Super helpful information, and I know there is so much more we could talk about, but there's more information you can check out. Stop Foodborne Illness at food-safety.com, stopfoodborneillness.org. All of that information will be on our website as well. Just go there if that's easier for you, wgntv.com/midday. Thank you very much.
Thank you both.
You're awesome. Thank you for being here.
Great.
Coming up.